we're back at the Seattle Film Summit 2022 with a friend from last year, Jamil.
Hey, everybody.
Suleman.
How are you?
Good to see you, man.
How you guys
Looking good
doing?
in those shades.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Am I a little
No,
too
leave
cool?
them on.
Too
Leave them
cool?
on.
Okay.
The sun never sets on the cool.
That's right. That's right. We're keeping it on.
He wears those to protect the sun from him.
That's right. That's right, dude. I'm using that line next time.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
definitely-
all yours.
yeah,
I think it
okay.
was maybe Jack Nicholson to start that
That's
one.
right.
But
I feel like I'm
so
sometimes.
you have been you've had your script read here.
I have.
You submitted the what? No,
It was like a treatment. Like the first one was just kind of the idea,
yeah,
right?
give us the
the
rundown.
first time I came to the Film Summit,
Yeah.
that was actually, gosh, okay. So the story behind that was, I walked on. My friends Tasvir, South Asian Film org, were tabling, and my filmmaking partner and I, Aaron, happened to come that day. And long story short, they snuck us in. I then asked Ben to get on the pitch list. I got on the pitch list. I didn't actually have anything.
It's based on a music video.
It's based
right?
off the music
Yeah.
video. I thought about the music video being a show, kind of, that'd be funny. I didn't even write anything down on a thing for it. And so I just pitched it. I literally just pitched it out of nowhere. And the story was good. It was my story. I kind of just cartoonized it a bit and pitched it and won somehow. And ever since then, it's just been kind of like a roller coaster journey, trying to learn how to screenwrite, trying to seriously pitch the program to people and producers and all sorts of things, and learning about the industry, learning about what it means to be a filmmaker in Seattle, what the industry is coming, how the industry is coming into Seattle. So it's been like it's been an eye opener. So that's how it started. I was the first was a pitch.
Curry in a Hurry.
Curry in a Hurry. That's right.
YouTube that.
Curry in a Hurry. YouTube that.
Hilarious
Yes,
music
thank
video.
you. Yeah. Curry in a Hurry, the music video, we translated into a show, pitched it, won the pitch contest. Now we've been trying to develop it basically over the last couple of years as a pilot. And so then the second time we came here, we got the pilot read as part of the Film Summit. And now I'm here to just kind of give feedback for some screenwriters. So it's really like a full
kind of way of giving back. The
Absolutely.
opportunity you had, you're providing for
dude,
some
it's
others.
it's so wild. I'm so grateful for the Seattle Film Summit and the community built around it, because they've just been so supportive. And you can see it now that we're back in person. It's getting really a lot more active, and people are buzzing about Seattle, man. I'm just glad to be here. Yeah.
So where are we now with the series? You've presented the pilot. Where are you in the process now?
Man, so here's what's funny. After I won that pitch contest, which was a big deal for me and a lot of my friends, we're like, what? Ever since then, I've lost everything. I've literally lost every pitch and every, and I think that's fair. I mean, I came in not really, I had raw talent, let's call it that. And I think now it's been molded through the industry, right? So I don't know how many times I've pitched to Sundance. I don't know how many times I've pitched to different, shit you see on the internet. I don't know. I mean, contests and so on and so forth, and pretty much have mostly lost all of those. But of course, you don't lose, right? You meet people, you interact with people. So where I'm at now is we've gone through, I think, 3 iterations of the pilot, and I'm rewriting it again. And the reason I'm rewriting it again is because every time that I've wrote it, I wrote it to be produced at a level that I was hoping to sell it at. And what I'm at now is I'm like, let me rewrite it to shoot it, to produce it, self-produce it, to get the pilot made.
You can always polish.
We can always polish. I just want people to enjoy it. I want to have fun. I don't want it to just be about, did you sell it? Is it? No, it's about telling the story. And if the story's good enough, it'll carry, and people will take it where it needs to go. So now I'm rewriting it to shoot. So
It's a unique story, and you said it's based on your background, your childhood.
it's
to an extent, right?
yeah. It's based off of a lot of growing up as like a South Asian American, and the infusion of all of that culture of watching, and I've been being, I like to say I'm a little bit young. Growing up young, I guess, and seeing all of the different cultures, when you're in the 80s and the 90s, it was like melting pot mode, and we got all of the beautiful kind of things that came out of that. And so my story is just a part of that story, you know. So I think it's something that we all can relate to, but it's unique in its own way. So you know, we'll see where it goes. I have a good feeling about it. I've always had a good feeling about it. But it's not the only thing I'm working on, which is why I should probably
want to know what's
probably
next.
go. So and I'm glad
What
I'm bringing
else is next?
I'm glad I'm bringing this up here because you all do theater too. Because okay, after I won the pitch thing, I didn't really know how to write a screenplay, so I started really learning how to write screenplay, which is it's challenging for sure. It's
Unique art form. In and of-
super
yeah.
unique art form. It's not like, you know, as a storyteller, as a writer, I'm used to telling the story. You know, as a screenwriter, you're not telling the story. You're telling someone how to tell the story.
Exactly. That's a really good way to put it.
There's my 3 years of
What I
DIY
learned
film
in
school right there. Yeah, that's basically it. Don't tell it to them. Tell somebody how to tell it. So like when you learn how to write like that, you know, it's a challenge, but it helps you to film. But now I'm dabbling in the theater, musical theater, of all things.
I saw that a
Yes.
post on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. This sounds like a pretty interesting project.
I think so. I think it's taking all of my attention right now. I don't know if I should even say that because they say don't talk about what you're working on, but I'm working on a musical starring the Jesus character that I've played before, kind of a parody satire. It's not Jesus Christ Superstar. It takes place in contemporary Seattle, actually, and it's a musical comedy. Yeah, it was something that was floating in my mind for several years. Am I going to do it? Was I going to do it? And I was like, no, there's no way. It's way too challenging. Even just to write for film is hard, but to write for theater is like, and then to musical theater. I mean, I can't even imagine, you know. But it just kept hounding me, and I'd say like beginning of the summer or so, I just started seeing it, like really seeing it, and it was so captivating to me that I realized I have to go there and I have to just give this a shot.
Well, it seemed like one day I remember following your post. And
Yeah, right.
you're-
I'm a
yeah,
nut, man.
well, I
Like
can
one
see
day,
this.
what's he
You're-
doing?
You're ruminating and you're thinking about this, and then all of a sudden one day it's like, I'm doing it.
Yes.
What?
Man, do you
crossed
really
that-
want to know what it is? What it was? Okay, well, I got COVID. And this is in the summer. This is June or July. I got COVID, and so, you know, sick for like a few days, right? But also in the industry, if you can't get a negative test and work in this industry. You have to have, and we test a lot in our industry, you know. So talk about the film and media industry in general. So what happened was like this perfect storm of horrible shit happened, where I was going through like kind of like a breakup, got COVID. It started to get really hot in Seattle, and there's no air conditioning in my apartment, so it turned into an 88-degree hot box. And on top of that, someone started stealing money out of our business account, like a lot of money, like thousands of dollars. And in order for me to stop it, I had to go in person and sign the affidavit, and they weren't going to let me in if I had a positive test. So I'm sitting at my house, sick. It's hot. The breakup thing, right? That's bad enough. But also I'm watching money leave our account. And like every day I'm calling in, I'm like, can I do this over the phone? Like, we're sorry, we need you to sign the affidavit. So every day, so this is like a real low point
Sounds like
for
a
me.
Spike Lee movie.
It was really, it was dark, man. It was like really dark.
Hot
And
town, summer in the city.
like I was at such a low point, I guess, just to be completely honest with you, that like I was just reaching for anything that made me feel good. You know, I couldn't see anybody because I'm self-quarantining. So I'm watching old comedies as a kid, right? Miss Doubtfire was huge in our household, so I was watching Miss Doubtfire, and then I was watching this old Depression-era woman cooks. I'll have to share it with you. There's this old Italian grandma. She passed away, but she lived since she was like in her 90s, and she has a YouTube channel where she teaches people how they cook during the Depression era. And it's like this. She's basically your YouTube grandma, you know. So I was like trying to soothe myself, and the house
Comfort viewing.
comfort viewing, and in the house I grew up on, Elvis was my dad is a huge Elvis fan. Basically, that's like his main guy, And so I started rewatching some of the old concerts and things like that. And I think it was, and so I was at a low point, it was really there. And I just heard the horns off of one of his songs, one of the Elvis songs. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Big intro, yeah.
The big intro.
Mhm, yeah, big intro. It's
And
Leon
and
music.
then I see me dressed up as Josh coming out on stage, and now a funny thing
I love it already.
a funny thing about it, a funny thing about this was a few months. I hadn't been on stage for about 3 years since COVID. A couple months beforehand, as luck would have it, I was asked to be a guest performer for Freestyle Love Supreme, which is a
Right, yes.
Which
and
we
congrats
saw
on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
at the rep.
That's
Yeah.
a- that's a
which
big
which was
deal.
which was really really cool. And the thing that I got out of that, I met all the musical theater people. I was like, man, these are my people. Like I vibe with these people. They're crazy. I like that, But the thing that really stuck out to me is that when I was on stage, it was packed, and I was completely relaxed. It was almost like that was the thing that I was meant to feel. Was like, you're relaxed. This is what I do. And so when I went to start thinking about the Jesus musical thing, I was like, I think there's something guiding me here. And so, and I'll say this last part because then I was still like, nah, man, there's no way I'm gonna write a fucking musical. Like this is too wild. You can edit that out. Sorry. There's no way I'm writing a musical and all of that about I'm gonna get shot, persecuted, whatever. The images kept coming to me, the music kept coming to me, and then I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna put on the costume and just see how it feels. It's been a couple years, And for those who don't know, I used to do this parody character at certain public events, dressed up as Jesus, just to kind of like get people to question what would Jesus do, right? So I'd show up to the climate rally or this rally or that rally, kind of supporting these positive causes or whatever, and it kind of had its own thing. I put the costume on, and I took a picture, and this is when I knew I had to do it. It was the 3rd of July, which was a Sunday. So it was Sunday the 3rd. And I didn't plan this, and I took a picture of me in the mirror with the thing, and I looked at the time that I took the picture, and it was 3:33. And I was like, all right, man, we're doing it.
Three's the magic number.
Lining up,
I was
baby.
like, the 33, then I'm doing it. So I'm stupid because that's why I'm doing it. It's a completely random selfie that I took dressed up as Jesus. But I'm excited about it. The music's been coming. I've been writing the music. The
Do you have
songs
a
have been
musical
coming.
background?
I'm a musician. I
Okay.
mean, I would say yes. I grew up
I know
making
you
music.
rap and you write songs. Do you play instruments?
I play
guess, so
guitar.
better. Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing guitar for 20 years. God, I'm old for saying that because I was a teenager. Anyway, I've been playing guitar for a while. I picked up the guitar again. I started writing songs with the guitar, which I really hadn't done in a long time.
So if nothing else, getting
If
you to do
nothing
that
else.
is a huge. I mean, mentally and just
It freed up all the
Overall
creative
health,
energy.
yeah.
And what it did do is now, and I'm writing this musical, right? And now I'm actively writing it. And what it did do is I started seeing the new intro scene for The Curry in a Hurry. I saw it.
it unlocked it.
Yeah, it unlocked it. So now I'm co-writing both of them. And so I'm looking forward to producing both, because I know with the musical it's going to take a couple years. That's no easy task. And so hopefully we can shoot something for Curry in a Hurry before then, get some legs on that.
And each will help the other because you get Curry in a Hurry out there. People will see it. They'll know you. Then you get the.
And you'll build the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
That's right.
If you could encapsulate, what's the biggest difference you've noticed between writing for stage versus writing
My
for?
God, man.
Is that
It's just way harder.
It's like people think, oh, you've written a novel, you should be able to write the screenplay, or vice versa. And
Sure.
it's a completely different animal altogether.
Totally different animal.
Yeah.
First of all, I haven't officially started writing for theater yet.
Okay, you're writing the music.
I'm writing. I'm writing the whole thing. So I'm
Okay.
like, but I've read how it. Dude, I don't know. It's like to me, it looks like whatever screenwriting for film or television is, times 1,000.
Wow.
Because I mean, there's choreography. There's blocking that really has to be put into play. It's all in this one stage.
So you're doing a lot of you're planning out a lot of the things that normally a screenwriter would hand off to a
That's right.
director
That's
and
right.
a choreographer.
That's right.
And
And a set designer and
Yeah,
I mean, you're
yeah.
doing all of that.
yeah,
You know, and I'm not gonna be able to do it all. Obviously, I'm just launching this ship, and hoping that it gets to where it needs to go. But I have a few friends of mine who I know are gonna help me compose it. Musical directors, people who have a lot. The good thing, another big reason why I decided to pursue this is that when I did put it on Facebook and stuff, there was a lot of people who wanted to be a part of it, and people who are really vetted and have musical theater experience. And I think, and I spoke to a couple people who are on Broadway right now and are just kind of like acting on Broadway and having them give me feedback. And I don't know how to put it, but it's a feeling. You know, it's a feeling that I know. What year is it? 2022. This is my second time coming here on this podcast. I know this. I have a feeling, I should say, that we will return to this and it'll be a completely different podcast because hopefully for the better, you know, because I have a feeling that, first of all, I have a feeling that I know my energy is going totally into it.
Things have opened back
I
up.
have very much so.
reconnect
I'm
with
not
people.
sitting in there watching
Yeah.
Miss Doubtfire anymore. God bless
Yeah.
Miss Doubtfire, but you know, we moved on. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're giving some advice, or you're sitting in on some of these readings this year at the Film Summit. What kind of advice, based on your experience, are you giving to some of these people that are just starting out or in the position you were 2-3 years ago?
Yeah. God, just keep going would be the name. Number 1, 2, and 3. Really, it's it depends on the script.
Sure.
So you know, particularly on a certain script, it might be, hey, let's feature this character a little bit more. Let's get a little more detailed on the scene. Or I was really grateful to read the one that I did because the main character in the script was Seattle, actually. So, and this was from a Seattleite, so it was really vivid. So I guess, you know, whatever I've learned along the way as a screenwriter, the little technical things, whatever little tidbits I know, I like to share. But for the most part, it's really about, man, you got to keep going as much as you can. It's really a marathon. Because
writing is rewriting, like you said. You're in your 4th iteration of the pilot.
it's probably a lie. I'm like
And probably won't be
10th.
the last,
You know, I
which
mean,
is
it's
fine. Yeah.
yeah, and every day I'm thinking about it. You know, and so to me, it's like it's the thing about it is this about this whole, and it goes for anything, right? Is especially but film and video and movies and all this stuff, in entertainment especially, the second you stop, even when you're just ruminating, I'm just gonna take a break. Someone else is doing it. You know, someone else is writing and is creating, and the more you can just continue to be in that stream, the closer you're gonna get to whatever it is that you're trying to get to, and it might not be that project that you're working on because, you know, like we're saying, you know, these other things open up. I remember hearing George R.R. Martin really talk about this. He was talking about writing a sci-fi book, and he was really struggling with it, and he was like pushing, and all of a sudden he just got this idea for this scene of a wolf, you know, and this family seeing this wolf, and they're pulling, you know, pups out of the wolf, right? And that was the scene, obviously, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And
Never know where the muse is going to take
never
you.
know. You know,
Yeah.
he just really liked it. He just really liked it, and he really didn't like writing this other thing. You know.
What other thing? We
but
know
he-
Game of Thrones.
But he
Yeah.
didn't stop writing the other thing, because had he stopped writing the other thing, it might not have had that opening, because when you're pushing through, right, that something else might come. And that's what happened with the musical thing, because I was really pushing Curry in a Hurry for 2 years straight. After the pitch contest, I was like, this must happen.
There's something here. Yeah.
It must be something here. And I was doing it in a completely different vibe than how I did it in the beginning, which was just see where this goes. Let's have fun. Let's have a good energy about it. Instead, it was like, and I was meeting people, and I was getting kind of like gassed up, and, you know, all the yeah, you got this going on and all that, and you get lost in that. You start losing why you're doing creative stuff, and so it was when I kind of like let go that the real creativity came back, and I was like, man, you want me to write a musical, man, about Jesus Christ? You want a Muslim guy to dress up like Jesus? And I really plan on making it very controversial, you know, like it's a kind of I want to make people laugh, and I want to make people not take themselves so seriously.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what
especially
Oscar
in this
Wilde
time.
said, if you want to make people think, make them laugh or they'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
I was going to say, good art. I've said it time.
So hopefully, you
again,
got a lot of laughs.
yeah,
right?
as
good
much
art makes you
laughter as
think, right?
possible. Yeah.
And whether you do it through comedy or through drama, if people come away
Yeah.
doing a little bit of contemplation, it's not a bad thing.
I think that's my only goal with this kind of art form is like, and I was just thinking about this walking up here. Is like, I don't have any real goals per se to achieve with these crafts anymore. They're intangible. It's like, am I enjoying myself? Am I expressing myself? Am I learning? Am I growing? Am I in that creative edge that I know a lot of creatives know what that means? Is like when you're just on fire and you know how long can you stay there? Are you helping other people? Are you giving are you serving to some extent? And finally, are you sharing what you got so that people can enjoy it too? Because I think for a lot of us artists, we retain and reserve in hopes that the next one is going to be. That's why right now I'm writing to shoot for Curry in a Hurry. So I'm like, you know what, man? I want people to just see it. Let's just have some fun. It doesn't have to.
And moving on to the next step.
That's right.
The next, whatever formation that project looks like
That's
is going
right.
to unlock another,
Well,
labyrinth.
and a lot
right.
of times, if you listen to music or watch a film where people, you can tell people have enjoyed the process, and that comes out of into the headphones or off the screen. So I think releasing it in the context of having fun with it, I think is going to come across, and people are going to enjoy it.
It's art for
Yeah.
art's sake.
Yeah.
You're
that's
your
huge.
first audience, right?
Yeah.
We say that all the time. You're same with us. If nobody listens to this, we have learned something today.
Have you watched
know?
Titanic?
Yes.
Greg has seen
Okay.
it.
Yep. We've done a review of
Yeah.
Titanic. I thought it was pretty incredible.
What I loved about and it was a musical, obviously.
Yeah.
And there was a city of Seattle community theater musical, and I got to talk to some of the people who wrote it and just pick their brain a little bit. And it's just like what you said. It's art for art's sake, man. Like bring some good energy. And it was so good to me that I know that they're going to be successful doing what they're trying to do. And on top of that, he just picked up the phone and helped me out.
Yeah.
And that to me is what it's all about. It's creating community. It's good energy. And I totally agree that the energy, get woo woo or whatever, but the energy that you are, this is actually a key in my opinion. The energy that you're in, the state that you're in while you're creating it, is totally what the audience is going to get.
Yeah.
So if I'm self-amused, like when I was writing the Curry in a Hurry song, I came back from work one day, I was exhausted, I was listening to some beats, and I heard this beat that was made with spoons, and I started writing a song, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Not in my mind was like, this is going to be a huge brand.
You
and
laughed.
I was like, that's pretty good. Then I wrote the song, and I was like, the song's so good, I might as well try and get my friend to make a beat for it, So there you go, man. Art for art's sake, dude. You might as well enjoy it, and that usually will get you to where you need to go. So, yeah.
Well, we always enjoy when you stop by.
Thank you, man.
And, what's the best way for people to connect with you and keep up with your projects?
Instagram.
We talk about Facebook a lot.
Yeah,
Facebook.
that's how old I am.
So hey, same
'Cause I'm
here.
on Facebook, sharing stuff on Facebook.
Instagram, you said.
That could be
and-
worse. You'd be
Instagram.
talking about MySpace.
That's right.
Uh,
That's right. Yeah. The internet? What? 56K? Yeah. Instagram at Jamil Suleman. Spotify too for my music, and YouTube at Jamil Suleman. You can
We'll
find
put all
me.
those in the show notes with the interview,
Yeah.
Sounds
so
good.
people
Cool.
can find you.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you guys.
Yep,
Always a
congrats,
pleasure.
And, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
We'll be
We'll see you
watching.
partying tonight. Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Alrighty.